Hello, it's me. I was wondering if after all these years you'd like to meet.
Welcome everybody to another episode of CorbinCenter. Now again, we're going to have a pretty busy week considering all the shows going on with these episodes, but it doesn't mean that we still can't have our special guests come in and talk about some of the stuff. Corbin, join us here. How bummed were you when you found out the cancellation of the shows?
Well, I was really looking forward to the weekend. I was really excited about the concept of all three shows coming back hot. And, of course, first of all, let me just throw it straight out there. I completely understand the reason for the cancellations. 100% I get that. I was kind of following it a little bit on even First Av's site and seeing that they'd postponed a New Year's thing. I saw the surge. I saw places canceling all over, and I was kind of it's probably, I would not be shocked if it happened. And then the hard thing is I think that puts Higher Ground in a real tricky spot too. So of course I got the announcement basically at the same time as everybody else that the events had been canceled. I just kind of figured, we're always pretty good at getting the notifications on these things as soon as they're either made public or right before they made public. It was right around the same time that I got the notifications. It was a bummer because I had people asking and I had friends asking who were going to the show. And then I think that put Higher Ground in a tough spot. So I thought, having for them to cancel. But, ultimately it's probably for the best. There could have been a lot of new cases that could have came and this would have just probably spread it through. So I think to stay safe, it was a good idea.
Now, as much as canceling shows sucks, and we understand the reason for it, it took me a little while to come around on it, but we get the reasoning for it. You've been able to utilize time to find things to do in the meantime to set up in case of cancellation. So tell me, how was your weekend? What did you do this weekend?
Well, yeah, I've been able to, I went a whole year without having wrestling, so I found stuff to do on the weekend. Friday I just decided to take it nice and easy was kind of the plan. Like I said, I had a couple things, generally for Patreons what I do is I always do the predictions stuff. I always go through and do the predictions. And so I was having all those and I had to reschedule all those because I had to put them up early because anticipation. So I had to reshuffle some things on Patreon Friday and make sure. But other than that, I kind of ran errands, kind of did stuff, mailed out some Patreon bonuses that I was doing, got some stuff in order. It was nice on Saturday, so I went running. So I did all that, and then the gym was open on Sunday, so rather than when it went back to being cold, in the negative range, I took care of that. Did a lot of stuff around here, packed up the Christmas tree, got that all taken care of. But yeah, so I've been pretty good at finding things to do. A couple of my friends from high school were going to the wrestling show, going to First, and since they had already gotten the time off or had time for the babysitter, they decided that we should just get together, and we did. And normally we don't get together a lot, so it was kind of nice to do a social gathering thing, and that worked out really well. So we ended up doing that. Went out to Crooked Pint to get some stuff. I'm not going to do a food review on that, but yeah, so my day on Saturday went by pretty fast. Sundays go by pretty quick too. So, the weekends, it's always just how it is. The weekends always go crazy.
Yep. No, I got you. And here's a big part. While you've been having this time off, you've had a couple weeks to recover. How have you been feeling? How's your body feeling going into 2022?
Well, when it gets up to the holidays, a lot of times with Thanksgiving and Christmas, it's kind of hard to stay semi-focused. And I knew I'd put on a little bit, but and then with how cold it's been very hard with my schedule to kind of get motivated to go out. I've tried to go, but above 0 is normally where that's where the running I'll do. I try not to go below, even though I have some thermal stuff, but it just gets so tough. I do feel a little bit more I'm not sore. I don't feel like I needed the recovery time like I've had in past years. It might be due to the kind of limited schedule or the late start that I had in 2021, but I don't feel anything has been like nagging injuries. There was one year where I felt like I was just falling apart and I needed those weeks. And as many of you who have followed me for a long time know, I try and always take kind of off the Christmas and New Year's weekends, just because I have so much stuff going on generally with the holidays and whatnot. So I always try and take those off. But in this case, I feel like I was ready to bounce back, and I've gotten a lot of running in, which is good. Kind of trying to go back to that a lot more, and it should warm up here real soon. So, yeah, and I'm in the same boat. I kind of hope that the next time we do CorbinCenter will actually be
Well,
for a
that's
show.
great. It sounds like you made the best of a bad situation. I'm glad that you were able to share with the Patreons what's going on. Thank you again for joining us on this episode of CorbinCenter. Hopefully, the next time you see us, we'll be talking about wrestling shows, going back to our normal format. Stay tuned. We got plenty more stuff coming up on Patreon.